everyone, and welcome back to another Explorer video here. We are playing more 4-color mid-range or 4-color elementals. We'll probably market it as that this time around. We made a couple of changes to the deck, kind of like you would if you were playing a league on MTGO. We played it. We figured out a couple things that I didn't personally like, and I wanted to try out those things here. One major thing being, I did not submit Giganta as a companion. I've been playing so much standard, and I forgot that I had access to this and just didn't play it. Also, when you look at this deck and you see 2 colors, 3, 4, 2, 5, my brain just shut off and said, yeah, there's no way I can play Giganta in this deck, and I can somehow. So that's really sweet. So we get access to Giganta. Big bonus. We cut ossification, which to some extent I think was slightly a mistake. We have enough tap lands that ossification is fine. And Leyline Binding in the first go around was pretty okay whenever we were able to actually play it for 2 every time. Portable Hole just happened to miss a ton. The amount of times I had like a 3-mana creature or like a Liliana got played and I had 2 Portable Holes in my hand just melting away. I would prefer this to be ossification, and I will go back to that. Of course, if once we get Chained to the Rocks to the format, this will be replaced for that. Again, if you're playing in paper, please play Chained to the Rocks in this one spot. It attaches to a mountain. It just catches every creature. The 2 of Growth Spiral and the 2 of Escape to the Wilds have been serviceable. They're really nice. We don't run into having too many Growth Spirals, of course, because there's only 2. And when we do have it in our starting hand, it feels really nice to ramp a little bit, but not necessarily needed. And Escape to the Wilds kind of fitting that same slot whenever we're okay with kind of a card getting countered, and Escape to the Wilds being a must counter because of the amount of value that it provides us. When our opponents tap out, and we got to play this today, it felt good. The 3-mana slots, I still like Nissa as a 3 in this build. I've been playing some Fables and Risen Reefs. These I would like to play on 3 more than anything. Play Nissa after as kind of a combo piece, hopefully with a fetch land of Broker's Hideout and Fable after to kind of pop off. And so realistically, it kind of fits this spot, like with Omnath as being the 4-mana turn. And then this one as well. Elish Norn also proved super serviceable. Last thing we added before we go hop into the games is a basic Swamp. Leyline Binding is good at 2. It's even better at 1. So that was kind of the reason behind it, and it never really came up to be a punishing thing for us. Other than that, we're just going to get into the games, and we're going to see how they go. All right. We're going to try this again. Our opponent, our very first opponent that we had today, just rage quit. And it was a very long time of just sitting there, so I'm just cutting it. But at least it was game 1, so, you know, I got to cut it cleanly. And whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1, sacrifice it, deals egg, turn and sacrifice each price. Okay, partner. We'll let it go for a turn. We want to grow Spiral pretty badly here. So the plan is to grow Spiral, put in this Temple Garden, Sedgemoor Witch. I'm so excited. I don't know what I did to deserve this, but I'm really happy about it. We want this to enter tapped. We could have paid life to have it enter however we wanted it to, but we don't want it to. So we could play Nissa, right? We can play down this Broker's Hideout. This will enter. We'll make a mana. We're going to make a white. We're going to pick up as a Diana. We need to. So for this mana, we have 2 white. We have a green and a blue. So let's just pick up an additional green. The main color of our deck here. Red for that, I suppose. Have to choose before we see our elemental. Let's put this Portable Hole down. Portable Hole in this spot, replacing Ossification, just in case we ran into a little bit more aggro today. They're also playing Sedgemoor Witch. If you don't know what Sedgemoor Witch, you haven't seen the card in a while. Magecraft, whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, create a 1/1 black and green pest token. When this creature dies, you gain 1 life. So you get to play it with Plum, which is a 2-mana instant speed spell that says like sack a creature, draw that many cards, and you lose 1 life to how many creatures you sack. But with Sedgemoor Witch in play, they will all gain you life and stuff like that. It was a very cool and unique take. We'll play this Fable Passage. We need a... What color we need? Green, white, all the colors. I need blue, I guess. We're going to play this Omnath first. Because I messed up, apparently. I'm going to say, please give me my priority before you do that. I'm busy. We'll play this island. Island will enter untapped. Omnath will make us life. We will make a red. We have blue-green for Risen Reef, which we end up drawing. But we wanted to make sure that we actually had the red available for a Fable, if that's what we were going to end up playing here. Pile on hits. They can surveil too. Risen Reef number 2. Okay. We could, in theory, tempo here. We'll play that. We'll make a mana. Won't really do a whole lot with it here. And we'll attack with Nissa. They're down to 2 cards. If they do find a plum, they're going to feel pretty good about it. They just need to cast a spell and then do it, and then they can pretty much draw 3 more cards and refresh their hand. Find another land, though. Create 1 pest. When this creature dies, you gain 1 life. Learn. This is a way to put a card back in your hand. This is a cast spell. Exile creature you control. Exile target creature or planeswalker. Okay. I feel like we're losing Nissa. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but feels like we're losing Nissa. We're keeping the reef. How much ward is this? Pay 3 life. Okay. I'm not that concerned. We have Reef into Shockland into Omnath, pay 3 life to pick up a Sedgemoor Witch. Sure. We play Reef first, so we get up to, elementals up to 3. Take action. Take action. Shock this in. Omnath. That's going to trigger. We're going to be able to deal 3 damage. We could have done it beforehand, but you know, it's fine. We'll take that action. We have to remove the Sedgemoor Witch. And we'll just hold Risen Reef back in case there's a weird scenario in which I have to block. But once I get this Omnath in play, I feel like this game is going to get super out of control. Village Rites. Sack creature, draw 2 cards. They gain 1 life. If we hit a land, we are feeling incredibly good. We'd actually be able to play our Elesh Norn into an Omnath. But we can probably find a way to do it the opposite way, in which we do. We'll play Omnath, right? Omnath enters. Risen Reef triggers. All this stuff's happening. Spell cost 2 less, destroy target non-land permanent. Because if we hit a land, it's huge. We miss. But we get to do it anyway. So, I guess this doesn't matter if it enters tapped or not or whatever. It sacks immediately. So let's put a counter on Risen Reef. Let's grow our board a little bit. We're going to draw a card off on Math. All this crazy stuff's going to start happening. We're going to make a forest. Second Omnath trigger, we'll put a counter here. Other Omnath trigger, we'll make the 4 mana. Yeah, sure, you can remove that. It's fine. We could have sacked the Fable Passage and did 4 to him, but I'm a little dumb for that. We'll make that a counter. We'll draw another card. I can go over it real quick after I take my turn. Obviously, I don't want to be falling too far behind, but let's go ahead and play this Elesh Norn. Followed up by a Portable Hole. Portable Hole going to trigger, do 2 things. We're going to eat this, and then we're going to eat this. And then we're going to swing for an excessive amount. Play this. We're going to draw 2 cards. Or we're going to put 2 counters, draw 2 cards. And then we're going to attack for a ton. So, the opponent's going to take their turn, and I would imagine probably concede. I can't imagine them sticking around for too long. This Omnath, whenever it enters the battlefield, it deals damage. That part's not why it was comboing here, pretty much. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on target elemental you control. If you do, or if you control 8 or more lands, we draw a card. So every single time these Risen Reefs were looking at the top card and putting lands into play, we were drawing extra cards with this Omnath and then growing our board so they couldn't just chump block and trade out our Risen Reefs and whatnot. I have a decent hand for this. I have a hand that can kind of turn on Leyline Binding pretty simply. Play Triumph. Then we can follow it up with second Triumph. Maybe this Portable Hole eats nothing. Triumph. I thought maybe this Portable Hole was going to eat a Blood Type Harvester. Talking now. Lily. Lily's perfectly fine with me. To an extent, of course. Okay. Our opponent is doing some stuff, that's for sure. We're going to play a Risen Reef. Risen Reef's going to activate. We're going to get a second Portable Hole, an irrelevant card so far in the match. Sure. This land drop from our opponent. Kind of hard to pick like what I want to do. If I want to play this Fable Passage, hold it and crack the play the Fable. So I can play land and then crack it in response with Omnath. And I think that's the play. So we're going to play this Fable. We're just going to play Fabled. Play Fable. All my cards have the same name. We're just going to let this ride. Sure. Uh-huh. Fine land. They have 4 mana. Now, they discarded a creativity earlier. My turn. You discard up to 2. We're going to go ahead and honestly offload these Portable Holes because they have seemed to be useless. We're going to play this island and we're going to play this Omnath. Okay. Do nothing. Make me sack my creature. This kind of just screams to me that they have this screams to me that they have another Lily on it. Click. Activate, please. Thank you. Here's the opportunity we're going to take to go ahead and grab our swamp out. We're just doing this now with Omnath in play to gain 4 life. Go up to 22. It might be the cushion we need to get out of this. They play another Lily. We're binning probably a land. They don't play another Lily, nor do they do anything. I guess opponent. I'm gonna cast this one. I would like to draw 5. Sure. That makes sense. This is here to cycle why they have creativity. Alright, good thing I did that because apparently I want to play all these lands. This is kind of annoying. Well, we're going to play this Triumph and then we're going to play this basic planes from our hand so we have our Leyline Binding available. That's twice I've cast this Escape to the Wild since I've been playing it. That's just hit 5 lands cleanly. There's a token that I can binding. Potentially. Draw Broker's Hideout. So we are just flooding, apparently. I kind of want to start it off with a Growth Spiral. See if we hit anything relevant. Nissa. Okay. We'll put in this Fable because it enters untapped. They have 1 mana. Okay. Nissa, come down. Please. And then we play land from hand. Or we play it from here. We'll play second Fable. This will trigger. You can now sack in response. Make a white. Sack one of these. Grab basic force. This will enter and tap. This will make a blue. Hit the reef. That's called card value. Slam it. We have 6 playable cards and they're all dead. You haven't lost a permanent yet, opponent. You can't fail to push anything. I'll crack this. It's too greedy. It's probably too greedy. Probably should have just held it back. I kind of wanted to play the Fable and Leyline Binding this. It's binding now. At least if we take their token out, then unless they play Dwarven Mine, which it wouldn't matter if they do anyway, we won't lose. Words, Rick. They won't have a token to target for their dominal creativity, so we're not too worried that we're going to get blown out by it right now. And words are hard. They concede. Sweet, I guess. I kind of wish I knew what they were creativitying into, but at that point, I don't care. I don't care anymore. What is this? Small. Right. Get rid of the current one that I cannot cast. Opponent. Spirits. Bill? That's not good for us at all. As the deck that draws a lot of cards, I would prefer that you stop doing what you're doing. I know I can shock that in though. See? That's a good sign. Oh, we'll do this now, considering they're mono blue, and we want this Growth Sprout to resolve. I like my cards resolving. I don't know if you guys do, but I do. Playing Frantic Search after you milled me with Merfolk Secret Keeper is kind of funny, considering Frantic Search gets better with the more copies of this in your graveyard. So it's just kind of like a... Yeah, I'm getting milled. I'm getting milled. I'm dead. I might as well be dead right now. I got nothing. I didn't even play Nissa. I don't even care. Playing this one. I need cards. I need cards in my hand, not in the bin, you know? I'm milled for 2. I'm gonna lose the mill. I can't believe this. Why how the turns have been tabled. So flustered I didn't even play my Nissa. Although, like, it's more mana efficient to play something else, but playing Nissa sets up a turn. So who knows? At 38. Make mana. This is not helping at all, team. I don't know if you guys know this, but not hitting land drops. Well, my chances of hitting them have actually gotten higher because I don't know how many. Actually, I've milled a lot. It might not have gotten that much higher. I felt like every card I looked at wasn't a land input in there. We're going to start this Omnath. Make land drops. This is the Omnathington deck. Maybe with a random make disappear. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm milled for 4. Didn't Frantic Search do the same thing in your hand? Why would you bend Frantic Search? Or did you just play Frantic Search? Oh. Why would you bend Frantic Search? Stop being weird. You're being real weird right now. White. Rack. It's gotta be like a swamp, I think. This can be swamp in the minute I make me forest. I don't lose mana, so that'll all turn swampy. I don't know, man. Leave me alone. Don't good game me like that. Makes me sad. Just gonna enter the story, me. Alright. Figure it out. Give me. Draw this one, I guess. Million 4. I have 24. I have 22. It didn't do them right away. Ooh, that's 6. That's 12. Omnath, 2 damage. Land. Put some stuff on some stuff. And get some stuffy stuff. Fading Hope? Ooh, that's not good. I'm letting him do it. You want to play this mill deck? You click me. You click me 6 times. It's for you to figure out. It really does suck that I just didn't have like a leyline binding at any point, because just taking these, I don't think I can lose. Oh yeah, portable hole, the thing this dodges. After I talked about a leyline binding. Play Omnath. I'm not even checking if I have a land in the deck. I just don't care enough. So Omnath's got a bigger. There's like no way they didn't just keep the one. Oh my gosh, I still have 2 lands. These all trigger. I'm gonna draw more cards. No, I'm not. I had no elementals in the deck left. Okay. I knew. Yeah, leyline binding at any point. Portable hole. Alright, you're up. It's a shame. They didn't even keep the Fading Hope. Opponent goes first. And my hand is kind of fine. Growth Spiral obviously isn't online here, but I think the high chance of me drawing a forest is good enough to keep. Taxes? Enchantment Angels. Thought it might be enchantments, honestly. We'll play another land here. It'd have been really nice to be able to binding this, but we probably have to bind this bishop as they play. Not bishop. The Valkyrie is what I was thinking of, but you know, bishop might have to you know, bite the dust too. I need to set up a Fable here. I think I do. My hand's just clunking out. With Nissa right now actively being unplayable. And they don't really do a whole lot to like exile stuff. And their hand's pretty slow so far. This can actually tack pretty cleanly. Never mind. They draw and hit a portable hole, or the vice versa. I guess. I'll take it though. It's fine. Omnath can thrust us forward in this game and make it pretty hard to lose. So I think Fable's also good as well. Portable holes are fine. This is just Growth Spiral because it's still like a couple turns away. And I guess Omnath for now. Nice. We'll play this. We'll go get a forest. I guess I should have done this backwards. I'm throwing this game into the wind at this present moment. We'll portable hole. This. We'll wait. We'll hold a leyline binding to maybe hit something more important here. Like that. Like whatever they hit off this. I guess. A little bit of a weird variation of this, to be honest. Alright. We're gonna take the Sky Cleave and we're gonna get a 3/3 back, and we're just gonna jump here. Yeah, see, it didn't matter. I found a Fable passage. No worries, no worries. We'll make a green. We'll crack this. Make a blue. Or do we make a red? Yeah, we play blue, we make a red. Get another Nissa, not incredible. Play a Fable. And we'll port the other bishop. And we're gonna start attacking. We're not gonna wait around for them to get so much higher that we can't stop them. Gotta. Out. Yeah, swing it. Swing it in here. See if I don't slam it. Both these Nissas, please. The reef. This. I gotta shock this in for pop off potential. We'll make a blue. Some days it's okay to be sad. I have to swing this Fable, I think. Or this Goblin Shaman. And I need to really hit this Risen Reef and filter and fill up my hand. Oh, they let that go through? You could have freely blocked it, I feel. It's okay to be scared, I guess. We'll make a white because it's the only logical hit of anything at all, but it doesn't also do anything here. We hit an Omnath, it can deal up to 3 damage. So Gianna's the current target. Land, we get a turn. That's huge for us. Now we get to go absolutely bonkers here, I think. Watch me hit no lands and everything I said's a lie. Omnath for 3, like I said before. It's going to take out this Giada. You can float a mana. That's the priority is being held. Elish Norn, land. Land has to hit. We'll put a counter here, I guess. We'll hit another land. We'll make a blue. This will enter. We can make a white. Well, actually, we can play about any color that we want. This is the Omnath we wanted to hit. And it's in order to gain life. So we're going to go for it. We hit, so we're going to gain a ton of life here. And we're going to make so much mana. To keep going. So Nis is going to make a white. Broker's going to sack. We're going to go into the deck. We're going to hit this land. We're going to make more mana. We're going to put more counters. We're going to draw more cards. This turn, I'm just going to stop talking and just keep taking my turn. Sure. This is my play I wanted to make. One. Once. Okay, after that entire turn, I think we're fine. No ETB with the Elish Norn. I want to say that we won that game. We're back with another post-game wrap-up. we basically played this deck before. I just filmed it not too long ago, but I kind of wanted to play it again and just make some updates. It's a deck, again, I've been enjoying a ton, so I really wanted to play it again. The things we changed, ossification came out for portable hold to potentially help us in the stronger matchups. I'm not sure that I liked it better because the amount of times people played a 3-mana permanent, like a planeswalker or like a creature that was 3, and I didn't have the answer because I was playing portable hole. Felt really bad, actually, and that's kind of what the hard part of not having Chain of the Rocks in this deck is doing for us currently. Maybe instead of this, we might need to look forward to maybe playing some spot removal in that spot instead. Other than that, Nissa proves to still be great. I actually been enjoying it as a 3-of because that's less likely than me to hit it whenever I'm trying to look for a elemental. And a lot of times when we end up playing this, we're playing it to pop off. We're not playing it on turn 3 and then setting it up because we rather play Fable on 3 or Risen Reef if given the option. And then playing this on 4 with a fetch land like a Fable or a Broker's Hideout in our hand to kind of pop off with it. Using it as that instead of just playing it on curve. This Omnath also pretty good as a 3-of. You definitely could play it as a 4-of as the aggro meta might change. Of course, in Explorer being slightly different than Pioneer. This Omnath also allows us to pop off and do a lot more crazy stuff than we normally be able to, along with this Omnath, these two little boogers right here, drawing us extra cards, this making us extra mana when we need it, this picking up random permanents when we need it, and we kind of relied on it a little bit more today because of Portable Hole kind of being a little lackluster and this being able to actually remove things we need it to sometimes. And again, this deck is not complete without playing the mother herself. Elish Norn, really, really good. It shuts off, like we saw in the last game, it shuts off Angels, even though we were incredibly far ahead there. But the turn that we kind of has to risk it and have that mindset of, man, I really hope Risen Reef hits something. If we have Elish Norn in play, that like variable chance of us missing goes down significantly when these are drawing. Well, they don't even draw, but when these are putting way more cards in your hand, these are doing way more, these are doing way more. Fable doesn't really benefit, but Nissa kind of does as well. And then Leyline Binding and Portable Hole being able to pick up 2 permanents. You just chalk up the game. Other thing we changed, I don't know why. I forgot to submit this as my companion. I was supposed to. I just filmed the whole video and just didn't play this as a companion. And then when I saw, like, afterward, I didn't put it in my list. I was like, what am I doing? But it never got to the point that I necessarily needed it in that video. So that was, like, fine that we still got there without it. Final cards to kind of talk about, though. I just saw this over here and wanted to bring it up that I didn't have it. Escape to the Wilds and Growth Spiral. Growth Spiral's actually been really fine as a 2-of because you don't want too many of these. Drawing a card, put a land in your hand, from your hand onto the battlefield. And Escape to the Wilds as well. Escape to the Wilds suffers from being played too much in a deck, like having too many copies. Because what will happen is this will just hit more copies of it, or you'll just keep starting games with one of these in your hand. And that's just not really what you want. You really want this later whenever you're just looking at a blank field and you're like, all right, you're tapped out, I'm untapped. I'm just going to barrel this and hope I hit a lot of good value. This 2 times just took 5 lands from the top of our library, put them into exile, and we hit nothing good. So we just played 2 lands from there and called it a day and played the 3rd one next turn. Like, it was really tough. The mana base is pretty fine. The final inclusion was a basic swamp to eventually fetch. We never really got punished for having this in our deck, but it was really nice to get it and make Leyline Binding even better at 1 mana. Whereas before, we only could do it at 2. Because you don't want to be playing too many Triomes, and we already have a lot of those in there, along with 8 potential tap lands. Fabled Passage can obviously come in untapped. The lands sometimes, but with these lands guaranteed being tapped, these 10 here and this potentially being tapped, is 14. So we don't need any more of those to kind of go around this deck. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. I know we played this deck again, but I really enjoy playing it and it's been fun.